Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. I am here flying solo today. It's funny. I was sending messages to Amir like 20 minutes ago, like, hey, are you around? Are we doing this? Totally forgetting that he had something going on today. So I am flying solo today. And that's okay though. Not a lot of news. Actually, very, very little news today, which is it's okay. Let me tell you why. Uh, I've been up since 2:20. This is a new world record for me. 2:20 this morning. I'm gonna share a disgusting story with you guys real quick. I'll redact certain info. I woke up at 2:20 and had to go to the bathroom, and I'd got notifications of a couple emails, so I was gonna check my phone while I was at it. And I went downstairs and I went to the bathroom and I did my business. And I'm walking out of the bathroom and I stepped in something. Let me just say, I have an old dog, and old dogs, despite old dogs forget old tricks. No, yeah. Anyway, so I had a little cleanup to deal with at 2:20 in the morning. And I did it and then climbed back into bed and sat there staring at the ceiling. And then I don't do that well. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's trying to sleep. And I'm like, well, F it. I guess I have work to do. So I got up and got to work. So I am actually already tired. I've literally been at work all day already. Shot all sorts of B-roll of my rig in action, and worked on some script, and worked on some editing, and all sorts of stuff. So what a day. What a day we've already had. The other thing I'm dealing with is, despite needing to just go back to bed, I have my mom calling me because my mom is buying a car. So I don't know if any of you guys have any experience with any of the cars I'm about to name. But my mom's buying a new, it's used car, depending on how used. She doesn't want to spend much money. But her car died unexpectedly. Interesting story. But she had a Hyundai Elantra, and it was having some oil issues, and her mechanic said, you got to take it to Hyundai. They're having recall issues on this car. And she went there, and they're like, oh, well, we have to put this additive in your oil. Anyway, they killed her car and are taking no responsibility for it whatsoever. So F Hyundai, that's my big one today. Let me do this more proper. F you Hyundai. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. Hold on. Do it. Let's do this right. F you Hyundai. F you Hyundai. Yeah, they killed her car. They're taking no responsibility. And now my mom, who is on a fixed income. Hey, Tom Jones.
Wow, it's very nice.
Thank you, Tom. It's funny. It's funny you say that. I'm in a different chair. Different chair. It's funny you say that about hoarding. I said to my brother, do I need to go get us like a couple weeks worth of food and water and supplies? Because I don't know. The thought just crossed my brain, and I was like, well, might not be crazy. Am I crazy? Anyway, my mom has to get a new car. She can't afford a new car. So she is looking at either a Toyota RAV4, a Honda CRV, or she threw in, and at the last minute she threw in the Volkswagen Touareg. Is it the Touareg? The Touareg's the little SUV, not the like wannabe Porsche, right? Any of you would know anything about any of those cars? Tell me if they're good, reliable, if she should skip them. All right, not a lot out of the shop this week in terms of edited video, unfortunately. I'm working on a few. No, she's not looking at Kia, and she's definitely not looking at Hyundai. No to VW. That's The Touareg is big. What is the VW that is about the size of the RAV4? 249. The RAV4 is what I want her to get, but it's a little expensive. Stan, Honda is my second choice for sure. No American brands, Tim. We want a car that will last. RAV4 for the win. Ferrari Testarossa. No, because her son is worse than a fixed income and can't buy her a Ferrari. Hey Norman, how you doing? On the live side of things, as we continue both sides of this conversation, Nissan Kicks. No, she just had a car blow up on her. So we're kind of. I wish I could get her a Lambo Urus. So we're really hoping to get something that will last. She had a Mercedes before her Hyundai. It was really hard to get my mom out of something like a Mercedes and into a Hyundai, and then it goes and blows a motor. Just build her a sim rig. I think. Well, I'm trying to get her to spend a little bit more money. I'm trying to get her into like a 2023 RAV4, I think it is. That's where you get a gold certified Toyota, one with a warranty. Yeah, used, Tom. VW Golf GTI. I don't think that would work well for mom. It's not the Taos. Oh, I didn't think about a Subaru Forester. I think she has to get the RAV4. I mean, I think I have to like force her to get the RAV4. It's a Toyota. It's a Toyota. They don't have a good feel, says John. Hair on my mic. Me. Subaru Outlander. Used to. Yeah, I thought about having her get like a Hertz Tesla 3. My mom will never have another Hyundai, I can guarantee you that. Um so yeah, no, they are. They are, Alesh. That's a really good point. So my mom does art. She does jewelry. And so she goes to jewelry shows, and believe it or not, like my mom who's tiny and like 97 pounds, like has to pull a big ass table and umbrella out of the back of her car. So the RAV4 is actually ideal for her. It's better than what she's in now. Top Gear couldn't destroy their nobody can destroy their Toyotas. They're indestructible. Um Oh, those are cool cars. Did you get the bike? Norman, is that the one that when it came with a Kona bicycle? Um Hyundai's can be very good, but obviously she's had a bad experience, so therefore they're out for her. RAV4's a pretty solid sound, though Hondas tend to live forever unless you break it. Yeah. See if AC have had a RAV4 mod and test it out. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm. So she was all gung ho. So she said that the VW drove better than the other two. By the way, she said that the. Here, I can tell you what it is. I have it saved to my phone. Hey. There we go. Tiguan. It's a Tiguan. The VW Tiguan is the car. And she drove it and said it drove way better than the RAV4 or the Hyundai or Honda CRV. That's exactly how my mom's was, Tim. Her Elantra was awesome. It was a great car for her. She loved it. And then just one day it just went to hell and then motor's done. And let her test drive the mods. Um, who? Who? No, yeah, Fnatic is, I think they're about to be on a new horizon. Well, that's kind of, Tom, I don't say that out loud and certainly don't say it to her. But this could be her last car if it's good, if it lasts well and long. Yeah, well, I mean, as the salesman, this is the same motor as the Audi, the 2-liter turbo. It's like, yeah, which means you pay for that. She wouldn't get the hybrid, I think only because of money. I think the hybrid's more money. She's on a pretty slim budget. All right, well, I'm gonna steer her today. Get it, steer her towards either. I don't the Honda. I'm fine with either the Honda or the Toyota or the CRV or the Rav4, and that I'm not really into the VW. All right, thank you all for your opinion on that. Nicholas Hansen, that's because Tom Jones is the CEO of the Simpit. So not a lot of edited content. In fact, zero edited content this week. But we had a busy week and other stuff, a lot going behind the scenes. In addition to that, we had some good live streams. So on Sunday, we had our the kickoff for the Simpit Road Racing Series, the GT3 League. We'll talk about that a little bit towards the end. Yesterday, I did my rally, which was one of my best rallies ever. We'll talk about those points at the end of the show. And then, of course, we're live here for this show now. Let's move on to Sebring. So, Sebring, the 12 hours of Sebring just wrapped up. This was on Friday, Saturday, depending on when everybody ran. And we had two different teams running in the Sebring 12-hour. Team Orange, which was made up of Sam Hinchy, Noah Hinton, and Mike Pepper. Well, they finished P11 out of 33 cars in the GT3 class. 90 minutes in. Can you imagine this? Your 12-hour race, 90 minutes in, and they got a massive incident that caused all sorts of problems. They got it fixed. And from then on, they maintained the same pace as the leaders in the class, but they were just making up so much ground. Anyway, they clawed their way back from 25th all the way back to 11th place. So great job by Sam Hinchy, Noah Hinton, Mike Pepper, making something out of nothing, almost getting back to the top 10. Sebring, we also had a Team Blue. Team Blue was Amir Assad, Chris Generelli, and Ola Sarnquist, which is a great lineup. Oh, but between issues on the track, like you could see this incredible glare that was being dealt with. This is a shot from Sam during the race. Team Blue, though, they had troubles. They had PC issues, disconnections, off track, all sorts. Anyway, they ended up finishing in 24th in class. So a really rough day for Amir, Chris, and Ola. But congratulations for them. Turn off your HDR. That's what I'm going to say about that. They pushed back the Nürburgring 24. That's pushed back till June. So right now, the next big endurance race is going to be Road America 500 in April. So as you can see, endurance race after endurance race, the sim pit seems to always have an orange car, a blue car. There's always room for drivers. So if you want to run with guys who like to finish races, like to run clean, be competitive, and represent our great community, just get into the Sim Pit and Dirt channel thread on our Discord and let it be known, and then you'll start practicing and they'll get you sorted on one of those teams. April is the next race, Road America 500. So congratulations and great job to all of our guys on a great day. With that, let's see here. That was final lap notifications. That was the divisions. Hold on. Okay, the iRacing community completed over 1.3 million laps and drove for 5 million miles at Sebring. So if you combined all the drivers, all the splits, another massive event. The community delivered once again with 14,164 drivers competing in the iRacing Sebring 24 or 12. I'm sorry. You do. I would, but the shades don't work. Read your comment about Sim Magic, Hanson. This is HDR 4,000 nits. Did I miss something, Nick? I didn't see your comment about Sim Magic. You could try posting it again. I'll try to look for it. Beyond that, there was an update. I know this because I had to download it. There was Season 2 patch. Season 2 patch 2. There it is. Deployment of Season 2 patch 2 began. This was yesterday or the day before. Yesterday. So that's good. Do the doctor even when you say 5 million. All right, hold on. I got you. 5 million miles. Beam NG. All right, let's check this out. Testing, testing. Can you hear me now?
Into 5 left short, into 4 right, narrows, into 3 left, into 2 right, 30, 3 left long, don't cut, 40.
I wonder what that is. Anybody know what kind of discipline of racing that is? Stan. Anyone know what this is?
Into 5 left short, into 4 right, narrows.
Hey, Justin Taylor, thanks for subscribing.
Do you want to
Why does
successfully
it keep
pass
skip?
Starts 90. Left of the crest, 60, slowing. Slight left of the crest, 120. Downhill, 1 right, long, tightens.
This is what I look like when I rally? How come you guys don't tell me that's what I look like when I'm rallying?
Into the gutter, into the gutter. Better than off the mountain.
All right, where were we? Beam NG.
Into 3 left, into 2 right, 30, 3 left long, don't cut, 40.
If anybody out there would like to donate a computer, motherboard, or a graphics card to the Sim Pit, I will gladly start running Fog and Rally. I promise. Thanks, Tim. Too late. All right, the blinding light of the sunburst. BeamNG just keeps getting better and better and better, I tell you. I am really impressed with what they've done and are doing. Well, from what I've been told, I think I might be jumping ship on my next. We might be switching over to the dark side. You're supposed to get up on that wheel. You're supposed to get up on that wheel. All right, we talked about it building up, but it has now occurred. And speaking of holy updates, Batman, available March 25th is the, well, they showing it piece by piece. Here's the Clio, but it's the hard Chargers pack, which I didn't get. I don't know if I need it for next season. I don't think I do. But you've got 6 new cars, new tracks, new stages. I'm sorry, 6 new cars, new stages for Sweden and Greece, and much more. That is now there, and you download it whether you like it or not. Because I didn't buy it, I don't think. Or did I? Or wait, Callum, is that what you... No, you bought me something before. DLC required for next... I think Callum bought me this, but it was the previous pack that I needed. Alright, we're going to have to spend some money, I guess. Takes us that much further. Don't talk too much, you missed the comment. Did I miss it again? If you typed it again, but if you didn't and you think I'm going to keep going back, I didn't see it, man. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Opinion about... Thank you, though. And Nick, I know, I totally don't mind you doing that because sometimes I need to be poked and prodded a little bit. Opinion about Sim Magic new wheelbase versus old Alpha U. I have driven on the Alpha U, and it is a fantastic wheelbase. There's nothing wrong. I mean, a lot of the things that you're seeing now, and I'm going to say this about a great many bases. I'm not even trying to single out the Alpha Ultimate. You're seeing little mild changes, and they're little things that over time these mild changes will add up to enough that it's like significant that we've changed what a direct drive wheel is. But despite all those changes, you know, some of the best are still running on like a Leo Bodner, which you could almost say is the oldest technology in direct drive wheels at this point, yet it's still considered one of the premium and best. So a lot of these changes are just incremental things, cleaning up on maybe some mistakes, because if you think back first gen, you know, maybe it would have just, you know, I don't care what you make in life, you're going to have a certain fail rate. Right? And if you see a certain percentage of those fails are the same thing over and over again, well, then you're going to really quickly make a change for a version 2 of that same product or the next gen. So it might be a wiring change. It might be, you know, a little capacitor change. It might be the magnet change within... I keep looking at this camera. It might be a magnet change. It might be just optimizations of the system, maybe using less electricity to achieve the same results. It might be temperature sensors that have been added. So, there's the Alpha U will be less money. That's the beauty when they make an upgrade or a generational change. Is generally speaking, it means whether it's the new market or the used market, you're going to see a reduction on price because you'll have a lot of those brand new still available, and they're going to have to put them at a price that they can start getting rid of them, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be shy about an Alpha Ultimate if you have an opportunity on one at all. Yeah, well, with Fanatic, if you think back about the Club Sport pedals, the first ones were just like, they're cool. But by the time they got to the 2.0, they were great. You think the original Club Sport base, the first one was downright slow. I mean, it was like as fine a product as it was compared to the Logitech counterpart at the time. It was still just had so much drag and damper in it that it was impossible to drive. And by the time they got that base to the 2.5, it was hands down the best base on the market at the time, in my opinion. And that was through just those changes and optimizations. So it would also change depending on which generation. But I know people who race on the first gen before the Alpha series that are still good wheels, and they're not even getting support. But you know, you get to a point where it works well enough, and unless they do something revolutionary with force feedback, you're probably going to be fine. That's my take. Automobilista got an update to the update. So this was a patch to the update that the update that had the super trucks, super trophy trucks. And so anyway, they've just kind of made some refinements to that. And here, let's check out these shots. These are cool. Look at that. You enjoy your 923, no reason for an expensive wheel. I totally agree. A Logitech DFGT. I'll tell you what. If I had a friend who was on a DFGT and a pair of Club Sport pedals and was like, do I need to upgrade? My answer to this day would be no, you don't need to upgrade. I would imagine that Thomas, he's probably more angry about the departure than what's going on now. I would imagine he still holds a lot of shares in the company, I would think. And so anything they can do to make the company profitable will come back to help him, I would assume. I could be mistaken. I know nothing on that, but I'm sure he's still a little bitter about the whole thing. Yeah, 249. I agree. Just for this. Just for this. And quite honestly, this is where AMS2, let's be honest, shots fired, kicking the balls to iRacing. How hard would it have been for iRacing to have put some steel ramps at Long Beach and give us what we get to see on our TVs every year? Or see in person. So, kudos to AMS2 on that. I think it's one of the coolest things. I think it's the coolest thing we've seen this year, maybe. All right, Race Room. They're going to be having their Bathurst 2-hour race. This is on April 6th, so if you're looking for some fun in Race Room in a competitive manner, you can set your lap on the leaderboard, sign up for the race at Low Fuel Motorsports, and the top split will be streamed live. That's all I have to say about that. I have not, Joa, to be fair. You think F1 game is going to be no more after this F1 because of EA? They get a lot of... I think someone will always produce an F1 25 title. Whoever owns that license, part of owning it will be an obligation to put out a new generation game every year. I think that Formula 1 is quite hip to that. They get royalties every time a game is sold, and I don't think they care any more about anything other than making sure it hits the shelf. So if EA isn't going to, they would be in massive breach of contract, I'm assuming, and probably owe Formula 1 compensation on par with what it would have profited them. Again, I don't know anything. That's all speculation. But there you go. They don't care about the quality of the game, John Hill. All they care about is what Stan said. Here, why did I put my keyboard away? We're going to demonetize our stream for this.
Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
Here's why they will back a shitty game.
You ready? Seems like why is everybody so sick and have a good time? Everybody looks
That's about the money. She got it wrong. All right. F125. They are promoting it. So the reveal March 26th, and we are looking at the iconic edition cover here. Terry Crouch. Terry Crouch. I gotta tell you, I was thinking, Terry Crouch, I was literally thinking about you like 3 hours ago. I was turning laps at Watkins Glen, and I had this flashback to one of those times when you used to take us all out and show us your brake marks, turn-in points, the visuals you were using on the track, and what a bonus and privilege it was to get that. Anyway, yeah, just a matter of hours ago. All right. So then we have this 3 stories to define the season. Introducing the cover stars of F125 Standard Edition: Oscar Piastri, forgive me for doing that, Carlos Sainz, and Ollie Behrman. So, yeah, anyway, and then we got this. Out May 30th. May 30th is the date.
Sprint.
Just a minute. Here, I'm gonna play this whole thing. We already lost our monetization. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
I think it's gone from being all out, all risk. Now it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Season. Welcome to the all-new F125. It's a great start for Hamilton.
Awesome.
What a race this has been for Mayer.
Still we rise, guys.
The rookie showing the champ what he's made of here.
It is quick.
That was fun.
She's going for it. Oh no! Her race is over.
Remember, we don't beat Red Bull by copying them.
Focus on the bigger picture.
Into the pits they come. And they come out the pit entry.
Yes, guys.
This is a game changer. It's amazing.
I'm on it.
Jackson's making a move on Piastri.
Did you miss me?
The other way. This is going to be so
All right.
close. Side by side to the line. He's done it.
So does that make you want it? The story is yours, May 30th. You don't talk about Brad Pitt DLC. Excuse me. All right, moving on. Gran Turismo update 1.57 comes with 3 cars. The 2018 Aston Martin Vantage, the 2021 Mazda CX-30X Smart Edition, the 2001 Renault Kangoo. What's a K? Is that a Kangoo? The Kangoo. You know, because you just can't get enough of the... There's because you just can't get enough of the Renault Kangoo. Excuse me. New content releases on the 26th. That has now happened. Yeah, very excited. Very excited. Forza. Fujimi Kaido is making its long-awaited return to Forza Motorsport this May in celebration of our 20-year anniversary. Race and drift on 1024 miles of serpentine Japanese mountain roads with a 2,711-foot summit and 144 extreme turns. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Fujimi Kaido. Forza Motorsport. All right, what else? Missouri. Missouri. Special transport is arriving in Missouri. New routes for oversized hauls and brand new massive loads are coming to the Special Transport DLC with the release of Missouri on April 3rd. And then we got another video. I don't even know if I let that whole one play. Here we go. Only 8 days until Missouri releases for ATS. Hit the love if you're excited. No. I know. 249. You notice how quickly I moved on from that? Actually, I don't have issue with the Kangoo. To be fair, okay, let me be. It's not the Kangoo. It was the Mazda. It's like, okay, the Aston, you gotta love that. That's cool. It was the CX-30. It was this, like, I I know that's literally the classic car. I'm just talking about my mom. We spent the first 10 minutes of the show talking about this classic. But do I really need this in Gran Turismo? Is that the way it works, Tom? I'm not sure if that works that way in ATS. It's not kind of like new gen wheelbases. Missouri, April 3rd. We have a Mazda 3, but funny enough, the CX-30 did not get recommended to my mom. All right, Project Cars. I'm showing Overtake because, like, I saw this here when V12s ruled the world, and my old ass didn't really think beyond. Actually, I didn't even open up the picture. All right. Cool. Cool. I like the saline. All right. You know what I didn't pick up from that, but they did? Overtake. Straight 4 sneaks Kyalami teaser into latest Project Motor Racing post. So if you had been observant, you'd be like, hey, that's Kyalami. Very interesting. Good for them. So Kyalami is on its way to them. And then also, wait, I think they had a shot of, here, the Mosler. Mosler. That was the one. So, you excited? Is that of you excited for Project Motor Racing? Burn me thrice. Alright, we're pretty much to the end of the show, which is fine. I'm tired. Been a long night. Simpit Rally League finished up the season with the Central Europe Rally, a tarmac and ice stage that was pretty fun. It was actually a really fun rally. In the final rally of the season, Davis, ER44, winning the event with an overall time of 47.18. Fearless finishing in second, 9.2 seconds back, and PC Deadman finishing in third, 21 seconds back. Go through the rest of the grid. Caractacus and Alesh Mom round out our top 5. Max Power, Alda Rink, Jay with one leg, May Racer, and me round out the top 10. I was dropped back to 10th place. And going back through 15th on the scoreboard, Sporkomic, F4H, Red Pod got his pedals working, posted 12th. Razor Blades, Spatial Dragon, and Tom Rally Jones. And with that, we can look at how the season standings. I got the full list right here. It was close. It was close in the end. But David S., I believe this is his third rally championship. I know, Joa, I'm so brokenhearted right now. You have no idea. You have no idea how devastated I am. Joe Dynamite's active shifter arrives today. I have one of those on the way, supposedly. I'm jealous that you got yours first. Where's mine? David S. winning with 200 points. PC Deadman in second place with 189. Alesh Mom, this is a battle for the third spot. Alesh Mom with 143, just 4 points ahead of Caractacus in fourth. Fearless finishing in fifth. So congratulations, 12 race season, 12 rallies for the season, and at the end it's David S. winning the championship. Callum, PC Deadman, big shout out to Callum, PC Deadman, for putting these seasons together and running the whole Simpit Rally League, which has just been getting better and better. I encourage you all to join, get into our Discord. !Discord will get you a link in the chat right here or in the description. We should have a link to our Discord. We have a thread in there called Simpit Rally. Get in there and get ready because we have a new season. I'll talk about that in just another minute here. 6 through 10, Max Power, Trevor Claus, Dirge, HS Whipperman, Heiko, May Racer round out our top 10 in the final standings. Here's where it starts to get a little angry for me. 11th place, Bloody McGee. That's Joa, who taunted me all season saying, I only did one rally. I'm Joa. I only did one rally, and I have more points than you do, Sean. Rally number 3. Hey, Sean, I only did one rally. I have more points than you. Rally 5. Hey, Sean, it's funny, I only did one rally, and I have more points than you. Rally 8. Man, Sean, it would be nice if you scored a few more points, because, I only did one rally, and I'm still ahead of you in the point. Joa, I loved it all year long. I really did. It taunted me in the best of ways, and I really, really, really wanted to score, and I really, really, really wanted to beat you so massively badly. But I came up short, unfortunately, so congratulations to you. Joa finishing at 11th. Frito Sport finishing with 15 points. I finished with 15 points. So we tied, but they listed him ahead. Edgar in 12th, I'm in 13th, Lounge Cloud 14th, Boba 80 in 15th, Sporkamic Deluxe 8, Beccalorum, Jeff SMAQ, Snessie, Vintage Dude 68, Jay with one leg, KJMNE, Aldi Rink, Yana Block, Betty Racing, Fuddleby, SVTWRC, Lacote, and the list goes on. Notable, John Hill, you're in 32nd. Glazed Toenuts in 40th. They just listed everybody who didn't score was 30th back. Anyway, it's very hard to score points in this league. So, it's David's first. I thought David won 2. No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Is he not David S? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, next season is teams. Speaking of next season, here we go. So, the Simpit Rally 2025 Season 2 starts April 25th. 2 things new. First thing's new, as mentioned, we are doing teams. We're going to have 2-man teams, two driver teams, and it will be combined points. So, each individual points combined for the total score of the team. You're going to be relying on someone else, and someone else is going to be relying on you. A little extra pressure. We're running, wait, which cars? I know the cars we're running are rear-wheel drive. I don't remember which group they are. Rear-wheel drive with more downforce. So they should be a little bit more drivable for the general rally enthusiast. World Rally car, I believe. And you're looking at our schedule, Monte Carlo, Portugal. Acropolis, Secto, Finland, Mediterraneo. Iberia, Sweden, Latvia, Pacifico, Orland, Poland, Sardinia, Italy, and Oceania are our 12. Oh, four-wheel drive. Wait, I'm being corrected. Four-wheel drive. It's four-wheel drive. Sorry. We are kicking things off. World Rally Cars 2012 through 2016. So we're going to be kicking the season off on April 25th. Not sure exactly how the pairings are going to work, but again, get into our Discord, get into the Rally channel. I'm going to do that myself and make sure I'm listed to get on a team and get ready to kick things off the week of. Just like this rally, though, you're going to have all week to get your times in, and each Friday we'll give you the results here on the show. Beyond that, let's see here. I wanted to talk about where did it go? Look at that. So this weekend, and I'm gonna apologize. I'm not sure this is how I want to present. You guys let me know if this works or not. I mean, it's a little dry just looking at it like this. With rally, I don't have shots. You know, we all run our own rallies, so I can't give you a shot of David winning the championship. I never saw him running. I just saw his times, right? In the case of the Simpit Road Racing League, well, I ran in this race. So, forgive me. I think in the future I will do my best. Maybe we can come up with at least a graphic or maybe even some video of the moment or something. I could pull up our stream, but that wouldn't do it. Anyway, Simpit Road Racing League, we kicked things off the season at Red Bull Ring in the GT3 cars. Dual classes. Now, we're all in GT3 cars, but we had both the pro and amateur classes, and it was Michael McCoy who won the race. Mike was very, very strong, by the way, in the race. 8 incidents, which is very low. Incidents were a big issue and came back to haunt a bunch of drivers during the race. Chris Generelli finishing in second place, and Joshua Heege finishing in third. Sam Hinchy and Randall White round out our top 5. And 6 through 10 are Devin Booth, James Dowling, Nick Batista, Johnny Alford, and me. Amateur class. That's not showing up on here, is it? Shoot. Are we using extreme scoring? Extreme scoring? Shoot, why is this not showing me amateur class? That's not cool. That's not cool at all. And then I also don't like the way you have to go here to then go to seasons, to then go to view seasons, to then go to scoring. Oh, wait. Oh, it had it already. There we go. Points have not been distributed. All right, I promise. It's in the Discord. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Joa, thank you. Oh. Thank you, both. All right, there we go. And getting back down into the amateur groove. Thank you very much, you guys. You guys have my back. I really appreciate it. David Payne winning top spot in amateur. Peter Lamb finishing in second. And Phil Scrutton finishing in third. Look at that. Canadians first and third on the podium. Woo woo. Wouter Van Morik sitting in fourth place. Joseph Spacek in fifth. Robert McNeil, Ken Estep, Donald Warren, Travis Fleming, and Brandon Carl round out our grid there. Okay. David Payne, good job, buddy. And I think all we have left is some... Now, there's some DIY rig action. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So you guys did notice I have changed where I'm sitting. Is this work? My camera's a little high, but I think I might drop my monitor down a touch more. All you're seeing is results. All we are seeing is the racing results. Ah, he's holding a gamer muscle cup. I'm invisible? I'm not invisible. I'm here. Oh, did the results go over me even? I see. I see what we do. I see what we've done. That's pretty good. I was turning, literally, I was turning laps at Watkins Glen filming B-roll. So right now I'm sitting in the Fanatic Club Sport GT rig, which is either my next review or one of my next reviews. And I was filming B-roll, so I was just doing some generic driving. And I was in the GT3 car at Watkins Glen, because that's where the Simpit Road Racing League is going to be this coming Sunday. And yeah, I was like, oh, I remember vividly. It was just a spot on the track that made me think of it in particular. How many of you have enclosed your cockpit? How many of you... I'm on Reddit under SimRigs. That's the... Or Sim Racing. I'm on Reddit under Sim Racing, Tim, if you want to try to find that. How many of you have closed in your rigs? Something I recommended doing like 20 years ago, by the way. Just want you all to know that. Tom. Yeah, I like airflow too. Oh, look at this. Cable management. Good Lord. That's crazy. Someday I might have to run the show that way, Tom. This might be the sim pit soon. There's a nice setup. Where the DI? Oh, I like that rig. Look, it's green. All you have to do is add some color, and I'm just like, oh, look, it's so much cooler when it has some color. Kind of like these brackets. I like that bracket connecting the upright to the shifter arm. You see that? And another one here. How many of you have closed in your cockpit? Look at this. Look at that. I've been there. How many have done that? How many of you have taped your pedals down to something? Kind of a cool one. I was wondering, Joe. Now I remember seeing some, and then like what I think both Next Level and Track Racer both make a blue anodized rig. Yeah, I did this for sure, Tim. That was me at one point. Is this the same rig? No, this is not. Or wait, no, it hasn't been added yet. Okay, hold on. Now I have to go back. Did he have a center mount in green? I remember that's a different rig. Look. Look. So that's green. That's not light reflecting cuz look, there's nothing else in the room lit up in green. There was a company, is this Pista? Is that the name of them? I remember at Sim Expo there was a rig company that was doing anodized profile other than they all are. Black is anodized. But they're doing colors. I hate Reddit is so stupid. I do this is the only thing I do on Reddit at all. Now then we have this one. Look at this. Advanced Sim Racing's been doing color profile rigs for years. Thank you, Joa. Well, you custom painting is superior to anodized. Anodized is just a treatment like paint, like a powder coat. You know, like a custom paint job, which would chip really easily, by the way. Got an oven. Same thing with powder coat, right, driver? What about, okay, so when is it too much? When have you gone too far? So, like, I've made the argument way back when enclosing the rig gives you kind of that more immersive feel. It blocks that peripheral. So right now I have a curved monitor, and obviously I have two lights blaring at me. But even beyond that, I can see my computer behind the monitor and the blue LEDs on it. I can see the wall back there. In this case, I can see the door right there. All sorts of things that can jump in my eye. My dog came in and went around the front, I'd see it. Blocking off those views is going to make you less likely to get distracted. So you can make the argument for that. What about like added realism? When we were talking about doing the forever rig, you know, in my mind, I'm like, hey, I want to build a really elaborate dashboard, you know, kind of like what we're looking at here, or even more elaborate. You know, but where do you draw the line? When is it just too much versus, you know, like what about the inconvenience of getting in and out of that rig? Does that work? I don't think that works for me and my back, especially not after driving for 3 hours. Can you imagine if you were driving for like 3 hours in an endurance race and you finished your stint and had to run to the bathroom and you're trying to get out of this? Can you imagine that? Oh. You've gone too far when you start wearing a helmet. I agree with you, John. I think helmets is too far. When you have to start up multiple pieces of hardware and numerous programs, then it's too much. To an extent, you're right. But where do you draw the line? You gone too far when you wind up living in your rig outside on the street. Be little. Hey, Jesse, made it. You made it for the very end. We're almost done here. We're bringing it to a close, actually. When it costs more than golfing, that's when it's gone too far. It is hard to exceed the cost of golfing in sim racing, depending on where you golf and what balls you lose. You need a key fob. There you go. You have, oh, but see, John, now you're at least in the right direction, right? I got my umbrella girdle for my sim rig. All right, Stan, have a good one, buddy. Have a good weekend. You'd be stuck with an adult diaper if you were all strapped into that thing. Your rig and ergonomics came first. Absolutely magnificent ingress, egress, and can do 24. That's the most important. That is by far the most important. If you're in the fire and there was a VR, you die. You'd enclose if you didn't. Yeah, VR. VR gets rid of all of those problems, doesn't it? And it gives you the feeling of being, the view of being in a helmet. You wear a helmet, you can't race without safety. Doesn't that, so, two questions for you, Driver 69. Two, and I mean this seriously. Do you race in real life? So when you're sim racing, it's all about duplicating the same thing? And then even with that, what do you do about heat? Don't you overheat? I mean, I overheat wearing shorts in the summer. I can't imagine what I'd do if I put on my helmet. And then the last question is, do you have a different helmet, or is that the helmet you sweat in, or do you wear a balaclava? Do you sweat in? Is that the helmet you still wear in a real car, or is it dedicated to sim racing now? When you're wearing fireproof underwear, you've gone. I agree, John. You've gone too far when you keep driving after the race is over. Have fun and spend as much as you can if you want. It's a free country. Enjoy. There you go. Just doing laps after the race. I'd need fans if I were going to do that, PS4. But you don't need to, because the VR gives you the feeling of being in a helmet. It's almost exactly perfect. Yeah, Tim, me too. I need ventilation. I need massive ventilation. I mean, I can't even wear a hat without sweating in my sim rig when racing. All right, we did get to 63 minutes. We made it. Will we classify that as a DIY? That's not, I got to tell you, that's kind of brilliant right there. Am I wrong, or is that kind of brilliant? John. You'd race in real life, and your helmet puts you in the zone. Totally get it. You wash your helmet liners weekly, just like you do for real life. Okay, gotcha. Getting used to real life car. Okay, yeah, I totally get you there. And it is about it. It's like getting in the whole mindset. I've talked about, like, the psych up part of, like, gearing up for real life racing. And I think that's something that's somewhat missed. So like, in fact, we'll end on this conversation. Put my keyboard over here. We're not going to do any more scrolling. Holy bezels. In sim racing, depending on what you wear and what like right now I'm in my house slippers. Now I actually put on racing shoes, but I have them loosely laced and they're under the ankle so I can slip into them. But in real life racing, that whole moment, which honestly does start, John, with your fireproof underwear and socks, that whole suiting up is a lot like a football player putting on their uniform and pads before the game, but it's like, if it didn't get real, I mean, and I don't know how you all are. I was never a super serious. I'd get nervous and anxiety, but I didn't get overly serious about racing. There's something always somewhat casual about it. But there was always something about the moment you grabbed that gear bag and actually started pulling off your civilian clothes and putting on your fire underwear, putting on, depending on, fire underwear you wouldn't be in karting, putting on your rib protector, putting on your driver suit. I'd always have to be careful to not cramp my ribs when I try to tie my shoes. For some reason, when I'm in my bulky suit and I try to do my shoes, I get cramps right here, which were really annoying. And just, putting on your Hans, putting all that on, and it's like every step you're getting more and more and more into the zone. Motor memory's already starting to come in. So like if you were just sitting there, like I did Lemons racing was the most real racing I did. I did karting, but as far as hours of racing, Lemons hand down, or Chump Car, whatever, all of the three branches of junk cars. And anyway, yeah, so like maybe you were a mechanic or a spectator, and now it's your turn, and the whole psyching up. Joa, I have these are my house slippers. And at the back of my rig are sitting my two golf racing shoes on the back of the platform. And at my front door are two pairs of shoes, a pair of like hiking boots, like Merrell's, and a pair of really nice running shoes. And those live by the door. So I wear these the minute I get in the house, and I never wear them outside. Water shoes work if you have lightweight pedals for sure. Work for around the house too. Yeah. Right on. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Those you wouldn't find those on Amazon, Tom. Those are made by a artist, Hucksaker. John's here. He'll remember the name. John Hill bought those for me for the show. Those were a gift from John for when I started the show, because we had Gulf colors and he thought those were super awesome. That's why they're so beat up. I've been racing in them for years. All right, everyone. I think that is going to do it for today's show. I literally am going to go take a nap right now. I'm going to go eat a snack. I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to wake up and eat lunch and get back to work. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. So, that is the plan. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for the great conversation on a day that we are a little bit short on news. Be sure to join us right here for the Simpit Road Racing Series Sunday morning. I am working on a couple of different pieces, so hopefully we'll have an edited video coming out in maybe 2 to 3 days would be my I need to add yoga too. I got to get on the yoga. Anybody who wants to consider themselves a friend of mine, feel free to harass me on Discord about yoga. You can send me private messages saying, have you started doing yoga? Or at least have you started stretching? I really need to. So, hey, Jane, I'm not sure. Jan, is it Yanni or Jane? I'm sorry. Yeah, we got. Sorry, David. We were gonna wrap it up. All right, that is gonna do it. Thank you for joining me. Get here Sunday. Watch the race. Check out the show. We'll have a new video coming out any day now. And beyond that, get out there, do some sim racing, and have yourselves a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track. Bye bye now.